So guys, this is going to be a lesson on British imperialism in India. This is in connection to the previous two lessons we had on British imperialism in Africa and British imperialism in China. So we have an essential question. Could I have a volunteer read that out for us?
Sure.
I'll do it. Oh, go ahead.
All right. Essential question. How do nations seek powers and at what cost? Do I keep reading?
Sure, thank you. The hope slide, please.
Okay. FQ. How did the British gain, consolidate, and maintain power in India? Do now. Why would Great Britain set their eyes on conquering India? Could there be positive aspects of imperialism?
Thank you, Jose. So basically, we're going to be learning about British imperialism in India from Great Britain. We've covered imperialism before, coming from Great Britain as well. Today, we're just going to be focusing in on India. So we have two do now questions. The first one being, why would Great Britain set their eyes on conquering India? And the first one being, could there be a positive aspect to imperialism? Would anybody like to share the answer to any of these two questions?
I would like to share the answer to the second question.
Sure.
There could be positive aspects of imperialism, as if you are invading and taking over a country that is less developed than yours, you could easily develop their country with your technology.
Absolutely. So these countries, we can say that perhaps they were vulnerable. And Great Britain, as we've studied before, they have the technology, they have the power, they have the money, and they have the army to take over these weakened nations and westernize them, improve them to their liking, and invoke their culture and identity onto the natives that they conquer. What about the first question? Why would Great Britain set their eyes on conquering India?
So I feel like Great Britain would set their eyes on conquering India because one of raw materials. India, like from Gandhi, he had the salt march, so India was like producing salt and all that stuff. Plus the land. India is a really big country, so I feel like if they were to conquer India, it would be a great source of not only materials but land resourceful.
Perfect. Absolutely. So resources is the number one reason why the British are going to set their eyes on conquering India. Like you said, Marvin, this is a large country, extremely populated, actually the second most populated country in the world presently. They have a lot of natural resources that are going to get positive profits to the British. Absolutely. Anyone else want to share their thoughts and ideas on any of these two questions for the do now before we proceed?
I have another reason.
Sure.
So just like I don't know his name.
Marvin?
Just like how he said, India had a lot of land, and British had like a tendency where they would just make products and like sell it back to them, even though they were the ones giving the resources to them.
Absolutely. So that is something that a lot of people might find to be bizarre, but yes, the British, they took the resources of the Indians and sold it back to them. And to us, that might be like something baffling, something unbelievable, but they actually did it. And again, they only do those things to gain profit for their own pockets, to enriching the British economy. So before we proceed, we have some facts about India that I want to share with you guys. Can somebody read this slide out for us, please?
Sure, I'll read it.
Thank you.
Important facts about India. Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama becomes the first European to reach India via the Atlantic Ocean when he arrives in Calicut on the Malabar coast. India has the second largest population in the world. The majority of Asian Indians practice Hinduism and Buddhism. Home of the Taj Mahal, home to the Indus and Ganges River.
Thank you so much. So just a quick important fact, this picture I actually took in my visit to India during winter break of 2016. I can attest that the Taj Mahal is precious, it's beautiful, and just to think that this marvelous infrastructure was made by hand. And another thing that I can attest to is that it is extremely populated. Everywhere you turn, there's someone behind you. It is extremely